You're tuned in to Kitty Pink Radio, where black media matters. Keep it locked.
Okay. Okay, man. It's like this looks like a nice spot here, man.
Yeah.
Man, it's like I'm digging the digs, bro. Like this whole little guy right here, bro. But I'll just let you know, man. Come some honey's here, bro. I gotta have honey,
Bro, just trust me on this one, bro.
bro. If this okay, man, I trust you,
Trust
man.
me on this one.
Okay, man. This the spot though.
Hello.
Oh.
Welcome to Sugar Mama's. Well, the mama's come big.
Okay.
What would you guys get?
Man, there's nothing on my menu right here.
Excuse my friend, but I'll have the usual. Get him a. He wants a big mama.
A big mama. Oh, okay. What's a big mama?
That would be me.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm not gonna worry about this.
Oh, okay.
But I'll be back.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
The spot.
The spot. The spot. Okay.
Yo soy esta perra, te tengo a mis pies. Tú quieres esto, pero yo quiero el dinero. Su nombre
What's
es
up?
Honey Banks, bitch.
Yeah,
when it's swoop to dick up.
We in the building, y'all.
Cause he look like he working with something. I hope it he make it be run. I hope it he make it be run.
I need everybody to share.
I'm tryna come, just tryna fun with somebody's tongue. I hope it really make it be run though. I hope it really make it be run. I hope it really make it be run though. I hope it really make it be run. I hope it really make it be run though. I hope it really make it be run. I hope it really make it be run though. I hope it really make it be run. Say his mama from Morocco. Say he eat it at the opera. Nerdy kinda talk proper. Say he aligning my chakras. Boy, I pop a red and vodka shit. Nigga pop that pussy like a locker. Peep that ass in this Perivia. Then he hit me with a chopper. First let me pull up the champagne. You ain't gotta worry about a damn thing. Switch times on my high club. I let my Emmy my main thing. He gave me that tongue on this sticky bun. Said it was young. Made that shit run. Shot like a gun. Think I'm run. I'm tryna come with somebody's tongue. Yeah. I'm just tryna have some fun with you. 69, I'm tryna come with you. Somebody's son, Click, click, pal, and want that gun with me. I just wanna have some fun with you. Yeah. I hope you really make it be run, though. I hope you really make it be run. I hope you really make it be run, though. I hope you really make it be run. I hope you really make it be run, though. I hope you really make it be run. I hope you really make it be run, though. I hope you really make it be run. Baby, you understand? You ain't gotta be my man. Hit a nigga with the drip, I already with the stand. Hit a nigga with the grip, nigga got with his pen. Hit a nigga with the false, and the motherfucker louse. And he like that, I'm thick to my salad and sauce. Buy me whatever he love to say saucy. Loving them lips and he love how they glossy. Took me to breakfast, I don't need no sausage. We on them mimosas in Costa Rica. Curly hair, he think I'm Puerto Rican. Go get the camera, say this is secret. And I know how to act him around your people. He gave me that tongue on that sticky bun. Said it was young, made that shit run. Shot like a gun, dick on the run. I'm trying to come with somebody.
What's up, y'all? 4-5 is missing as always. Where in the world is 4.5, y'all? How y'all doing? It is noon o'clock, and you are tuned in to Kitty Pink Radio for War of the Roses. Everybody who is aboard, if you don't mind, support.
Your sound is messed up.
My sound is messed up. Can y'all hear me out there? Somebody let me know what I'm sounding like out
Your
there.
Your sound is messed up.
I heard you the first time. I'm trying to see if it's just you or if it's them.
You sound like you chopped up in a robotic blender.
Oh my God. That's you, 4-5. That ain't me. That's you, bro. Yeah, I thought it sounded good, Max Reno. That's 4-5. While he get his shit together. While he get his shit together, though, I need everybody who is on the feed to please
My friends
share.
be like, how come you not famous yet? I be like, you didn't share my shit. How come you ain't shared it yet? That's what I don't understand. That's why I'm not famous.
Are you hooked up to the internet?
Yeah, I've been hooked up to the internet.
That's you. They say I sound good out there.
Well,
Might
I'm
be
back
the most
on.
cheap ass earphones you got on.
I ain't got no cheap earphones on.
Anyway, let's get to it. Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's get to it, y'all. If y'all read the topic for today, if y'all read the captions, y'all already know what we about to talk about. The name of this today's show is The Son. What is it? Is the husband son or is it the son husband?
Well, there are two of them.
Okay, we'll break them down then.
Well, the son. Well, there's two of them, but it can be one person. The son husband is to the. That's the mother to the son. The husband's son is the man to the woman.
Okay,
It
well
can be two. It can be two, but they're really. I mean, they can be one in one house, though. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on how little wild that house can be. Because one is when you look at a son husband, that the son husband is a biological offspring.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at it, the husband son is a disposable partner.
Got you. Well, let's get into the post that provoked this conversation, y'all. There was a man on Facebook. I'm trying to get it to load up. If it he made a post, and we wanted to talk about this post and get off into some things. And not just that. Have you seen it on your timeline? I seen it on my timeline where the conversation came back up about who sits in the front seat. The mama or the wife. Yeah, that conversation, that conversation done came up a couple of times. And my answer still is the same. As me, the type of woman that I am, mama can sit in the front. I ain't got no problem with that. But for a woman to just make it, for the mama to be assertive, like, yeah, I'm finna sit in the seat, then we gonna have a problem because I'm kind of petty and I'm gonna be like, nah, bitch, this my car. I pay the payments on it. I have me and your son. This our shit. So, that's my what's up. Top of the day, Kitty and 45 Facebook user. I can't see your name, but hey.
Hold on.
What? Your face all scratched up. What you confused about?
My
Your
phone
service
is
looks ass.
going in and out, but we good.
Yeah.
Something's going on with the internet over here, but it's all good. We'll get it together.
Right.
But yeah, I'm with you.
I'm trying to find the thing so I can read it.
Oh. Yeah.
Sorry,
well, while you doing that, we'll go on with the with the driver's seat thing. I didn't ever think that was really an issue. I would assume as a man you would want your wife sitting next to you and your wife. I would assume that, but then too, isn't that really like who gives a shit as long as we all getting in the car, right?
Right. But this is the post, y'all. This man said, last week I was in a meeting and one of the men stood up and got to talking about his priorities in his life. Then he went on to say that his wife is more of a priority than his own mother. I politely asked him to think about what he said, and I walked out. To my brothers out there, no woman should come before the woman who birthed you. If that woman doesn't respect the fact your flesh and blood comes before her, then stay away from her. You should never come before her daddy or any man in her family, married or not. I want to start off by saying, sir, to my understanding, you a good old wholesome Christian, and in your Bible, it speaks on what's that verse say, 45? A man shall leave his or a woman.
Well, here's
that verse go?
Man,
it's
this
okay.
Is
roll with it. It's okay. Roll with it.
Yeah, we good.
That baby. First of all, we wanted to start this conversation out addressing the mamas, and we want to talk about how y'all raise y'all sons and how some of y'all.
Oh, this is a bad connection today. Hold on real quick.
And how some of y'all basically act like your your son is your man. And this happens in
Let's
a
do it
lot
like this.
of I can't speak for no other race, but I do know that it is an issue in the Black community that, and one of the things that women say whenever they talking about what kind of man do you want, one of the things that's a deal breaker for women is a boy that's a mama's boy. And the thing is like whenever you have your own family, your family is your priority.
Right.
You good now?
That's yeah, we good. But yeah, that's true. Your family is your priority, your immediate family, especially when you become a man and you call yourself bonding with a woman to make a family. That's the purpose of it, right? If you want to go biblical, or if you just want to just look at biological, the bird pushes the bird pushes the baby bird out the goddamn nest, right? It's
Right.
got to spread its wings and fly on. When it spreads its wings and fly on, it goes and go make another nest somewhere with somebody else, right? That's just how it works. But
And
I
then
don't know. I think
he made the whole statement talking about no woman's gonna put you before her daddy. We talked about that last night, how that a father, he knows already that, you know what I'm saying, a father ain't gonna get in the middle of that. You know what I'm saying?
right,
The majority of the time, you go ask your daddy for help if you got a man if you want to.
right, right. I
It's
think no, you right on that. But I think what you read there, I think part of the shit is that we're looking at a son husband
mhm,
who's also a husband's son,
mhm,
who is basically the narrator of the story, right?
right,
And he's talking about what you and I are talking about as far as how a man should be with with his wife, or a husband to his wife, right?
right.
So the guy that's reporting it to us saying, "Hey, I didn't like this and what I saw, what was going on, and all this other stuff." I mean, when you think about that, you can kind of tell this dude had to have been. This is a dude who's clearly raised by his
His
mama,
mom.
and he's his mama's husband.
I
And
got a question. And this is theory. You think he came from a single woman's home,
a single mother household,
a single
yes,
mother household?
yes. If it was in, it's not a man, it's not a dual household,
It can't be, right?
right? That
Because in a
mentality does
dual
not.
household, you're being taught and you're seeing this for yourself. Your parents are
e-
exemplifying this.
Exactly. A dual. You laid it out perfectly, right? That's what we are as parents, right? We are the examples to our offspring, right?
Right.
That's exactly what we are. So if we show that, if we have a household that should have both positive and negative male and female energies, right? And it's without one, then we see the product thereof.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? And so what we're speaking on is this gentleman here. He's more than likely a son husband. And the reason why I say he would probably more than likely be a husband son as well is because women who tend to form relationships with men who have been son husbands make that man, he knows nothing else but to do it, but to only exist in a woman's space
Mm-hmm.
at her whim.
Right.
It's basically, in his mind, it's his job to cater to her in that instance, which,
Right.
it is your job as a husband to cater to your wife to an extent, right? And it's I don't know. I think this guy here, he'd have serious relationship issues in the future, because, and this is just my opinion, because the only a woman's not going to respect that. She'll keep him
No.
around for the time being because she can order him around. he would be there, exactly what I said, right? He's there in her space to cater to her at her whim. And when she's done with that shit and she sees, all right, well, I don't have the, I guess, what would you say, alpha, or I don't have the, I don't have a man with a spine. I don't have
Mm-hmm.
someone that can
Like
actually,
you weak. If you can't
yeah,
stand
you,
up to your mama and your mama is consistently coming after me, you a weak ass nigga. You need to be
right.
able to stand up and tell your mama, mama, this is my wife. And if you really love me, you're not gonna let your mama to continue to disrespect me and disregard me or discredit me or the importance that I have to you.
Now, here's a question, though. This is because I know that this also happens. See, because we also need to talk about this too, right? Because children are children are children. So we gonna have male and female, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you'll have the son husband, but you'll have the sister daughter. You dig what I'm saying?
The
And with
sister
where
daughter.
you're coming, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. They're there to cater to their mama. She
Mm-hmm.
grows up, she don't even really understand how to really, her daughter will, in that same single mother household, the daughter will grow up not understanding how to what? Respond, nurture,
Mm-hmm.
and cater to her man, because she ain't never had no example of that. You see what
Right.
I'm saying? And on the opposite end, you got the son husband who he doesn't know anything else but to cater to mama because he don't have any other example of that. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying? So when he goes out to the world, he's gonna be basically under what we used to say all the time, kitty, up under mama's titty. He
Right.
gonna be looking to be up under mama's titty.
And
And
it really does has to do with a lot with how single moms raise their son. And this ain't coming for single mamas. Don't get in an uproar with me. But we really have to watch how we raise our male children. That's not your man. A
that's
lot of y'all women, the way y'all act with your son's significant other, you think that you was another bitch trying to fuck your son.
talk about it. Let's get real. I know I got a little hit for last week. So I'm gonna try to I'm gonna I'm gonna do my best here. But some of y'all still, well, what we talked about this before. Some of y'all still up in there taking showers with your 8 to 12 year old son. Wake up. Like at some point, that's got to be wrong.
At
You
some
know what I'm
point,
saying? And
like,
you got to think, huh? What's that?
go ahead. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
You got to think about the what you're doing to the psyche of that kid. It may not be readily in front of your face and readily visible that, oh, there's something wrong here with this development. It may not
Right.
be. It may not be, but we're addressing something on a bigger scale, because when we talk about single mother homes, we have plenty of statistics to prove that it does not work. And that's not throwing shade at women.
No.
That's not throwing shade at women at all, because we all know having a child requires both.
Male and female.
There's no way around it. Even if you can't do nothing else but get a positive, we talk about this, right? We all remember the Big Brothers. What was that shit called? The National Big Brothers or whatever, because they wanted to get more positive male role models
Mm-hmm.
to these young kids that's out here. It wasn't just to the young boys. It was to the young girls too. They needed to be able to see
Some male.
that yeah, so they can build something in their mind on how they can be productive when they get out into society, instead of, damn, daddy wasn't never around and this is all I had to deal with. Because a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times too, a lot of you bitter women will raise your children. We know this. We saw it. Think about it. It was so prevalent that they even put it in our movies, that a lot of you bitter women, especially with multiple babies by multiple
Multiple
daddies,
men. Mm-hmm.
you treat that child the way
You feel
you
about their
feel
father.
that man treated you,
Mm-hmm.
or all of your ill will that you have towards that man, you can't help but to seep it in on that child. Because I say it all the time. What I say all the time, Kitty, you can't run from your daddy's face. So if your daddy's face get on your mama's nerves,
you're
you're
probably
gonna
gonna
get on
get
your
on your
mama's nerve.
yeah.
And
But
subconsciously, even though every fiber in her being said, "This is my son, I love him to death," subconsciously, you can't stand his ass. Because half of him is always gonna be who you got a problem with.
right.
So how are you ever gonna nurture that half of him? You understand what I'm saying? And then too, here's another thing. I saw this on a clip a while back, watching the Ghetto Boys. They was talking to this one brother, and I forget his name, but he told something. It was very, very valuable. If you listen to it, I advise a lot of people to go start checking out their podcast, because they really talking about a lot of stuff. It ain't hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It's society issues that they talking about. But this brother spoke about it, and he said that when he was coming up, right, everybody around thought his daddy was hard on him, and his mama specifically stepped in and said, "I don't want you beating on them like that. I don't want you on their ass like that." And his daddy told her, he said, "I am on their asses because I know what this type of behavior in my bloodline ends up being in the
Exactly.
world."
Wow.
And he said, "But I'm gonna do what you said do." Listen to this. He said, "But I'm gonna do what you said do." And he did this. Hands off when it came to them boys. And them boys been in every kind of prison you can think of since. You see what I'm saying? And so when I'm saying that was very profound to me, because he's telling you right then and there, if all else fails, the man there to make sure that his blood don't do the ill shit that he's seen coming up out of his line.
Yeah, talk about it. I
You see what
like
I'm
that.
saying? I got an older cousin. I call him my older brother right now. I don't want to talk about his whole situation, but he came up in a single mother household. Okay. He came up in a single mother household. It was very, or we'll just put it this way. There's a lot of substance abuse and a lot of abuse from the carousel of men
Right.
coming in and out of that house with two babies, but one a male and one a female.
Right.
Okay. And I watched him now. I call him my older brother, and I watch him. And I know for a fact that he had my uncles there. He had my daddy there. You understand what I'm saying? He had a nucleus of men that he could learn from. Okay, I might not want to do it like Uncle such and such. Maybe I don't want to do it like Papa did it, but I have an example of how things need to be done. Right. Today, he's raised two very productive young men who have both served in the military. One is on his way to being a firefighter. The other one is he's younger, so he's filling out his way in the world, but they are both married with children. You understand what I'm saying? They raising good homes and everything. Now that's just one. That's one that we talking about, right? But I need you to understand, he grew up in a single mother household, but he will tell you, I had positive males around. I had male role models, and then I had positive male role models around me. But there's a right. But when it comes to single mother household, there is a vast majority that does not have that at all. So any bit of masculinity that they getting it from their mama.
Right.
And if she harbors any type of real inner hate for masculinity whatsoever, that comes out real bad on that boy.
Right.
On the son, for sure. And it is a very, very, and it shows as an effect on the daughter as well. Because I don't care what nobody say, all daughters need a daddy around.
Yes.
If it ain't nothing else, but
a child needs both. You
both
gotta have that, because not only are you mixing your genitalias, but you're mixing two different lines of DNA.
Exactly. That
Just
need
like you
to
were
be respected.
that part. That part.
Both sides need to be respected. Now, you may not look, let's just say hypothetically, and everybody know, let's just say me and you together, right? We both got to, it's got to be respected for our children that, hey, yeah, I may have came from this line and there was a lot of trauma.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But as a man who love his children, a man is not going to allow the trauma that had affected him. He is not in his right mind and in all of his strengths. He's going to do his best not to allow that trauma to feed down to his children. But I cannot say that it does not always, because trauma is DNA. That
Right.
we know for a fact. We've spoken on that multiple times. We've proven it with studies that trauma translates to the DNA. So what happens to the one who is now the progenitor, right? The creator of
Mm-hmm.
a new life. What that trauma that person has experienced has gone into that child. Now that child, the trauma that has happened. Now let's say let's go from the woman's standpoint, right? The A lot of major trauma comes sexually, and we're talking about, so if the mother had experienced a serious trauma, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now let's say she got three daughters. The likelihood of one of them daughters to experience some level of that type of trauma is great because it's in their DNA. I know it sounds weird, but it's almost as if they have no choice but to attract that kind of drama,
Exactly.
where you
A
might
lot
have
of
another one who don't have it at all, right? You might
people don't think that's hereditary. A lot of people think that that's just something physical, but no, that like it's hereditary. The reason so many black people have problems with mental illness, aggression, oppression, that shit is handed down. The generational curse is for real, y'all. It's not just something that somebody made up. That shit is handed down to us. We may not have been whipped. We may not have had to pick cotton. We may not have been traded off, but we feel that shit.
yeah.
We come
And
out the
that's
womb feeling that shit.
exactly. And that is what the two-parent household is there for, to filter out as much of it as possible, to
Mm-hmm.
also do what? Speak with your children, because I guarantee you this. I've done it more than once. I've looked in each one of my children's eyes when they cried, and I remember, okay, let me stop. I remember what it felt like being here at this point. I don't know exactly what they going to, but at least I can filter out what I had, and say, look, you see how you feel right there?
Right.
It's nothing wrong with feeling that. But now
Right.
turn it around, turn it into something positive. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not saying that the man is always going to be the one to do that, because the woman does that too.
Right.
But it takes both of those fucking forces that made that child to do
In
that.
order to do that, exactly. There's a post going viral now about this girl talking about it, and she was just talking about because once again, the reason we even went into this direction is because we're talking about how this son is raised. Shout out to Tri-Coastal Radio. Rip said the wife, but it's a fine line if they don't get along. Most definitely. But we were talking about how you're raised and stuff like that. A majority of the time, I want to get back to this. I don't want to steer too far away from this because I want this to be made a point. Women, single mothers, we have to be careful about how we raise our sons. We get them to a point to where they don't unlatch from that titty, and that's a problem when they get another set of titties in the picture. They're completely they don't talk to their wife. They won't be open with their wife. Who they talking to? You talk to my mom.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime something go wrong, and then you're wondering why your wife can't connect to you, because bitch, your connection is to your mama all the goddamn time. And
Mm-hmm.
like I was talking about, there was a video of this girl going viral because some women will make it seem like it's okay. Let's talk about the girls now. Some women will be like, matter of fact, and this is no beat, this is nothing bad on my family's part. When I got pregnant and I was upset that King wouldn't be coming up in a 2-parent home. All the women crowded around me like, you can do this. It's all right. We ain't never needed no man to raise no baby. And that's bullshit. Y'all stop telling your daughters that. That's bullshit. That's not the truth. That's false as fuck. A child needs both masculine as well as feminine energy, whether male or female. They need that to balance themselves the fuck out. So
It's
women,
just factual.
it's
just
factual,
factual.
and y'all don't be wanting to hear this. And I'm so sick of black women running away from accountability. We are fucking our kids up, y'all. We are, and it don't fall. The responsibility don't fall all on you. But if you know for a fact that you're dealing with somebody, 9 times out of 10, if you get pregnant, that nigga probably gonna hit the road. And we don't know that all the time. So we need backup to protect ourselves. Go ahead and get that birth control, sis. I know 9 times out of 10, you don't want to gain the weight. You don't want all the other stuff that come behind that. But you need to put something in place to where you don't mess up and make yourself a single mom.
You're talking about responsibility at that point. You got to have some type of, I preach this all the time to my girls. You got to have some type of responsibility for your pussy. You got to. You have to. If you don't want to have no responsibility for nothing else, you got to have some type of responsibility towards that, because you are a life bringer. Mm-hmm. And those who you decide to allow you to enter, you can possibly produce with, right? And so that if you are more governing on, if you got more of a control over what you do with that thing, then you might be it might just seep into your brain that you might just need to be paying attention to who you letting into the sweet tunnel of destruction.
And with that being said, if you're a parent out there, you have a daughter, I know that this is something that I've talked about in counseling. Parents be so scared to talk about sex with you, to talk about your vagina or your private part with you, because they don't want you to start getting curious, not knowing that you're already curious, and 9 times out of 10, you already experimenting. Y'all teach your children, men and girls alike, their body, their private part is sacred, because we live in a world of perverse shit. Mm-hmm. Over sexualizing sex to a point to where nobody even views sex as a sacred ritual.
Mm-mm. It's just a thing.
Teach your kids, your private part is sacred. Even my boy, because we always put it on the girl. You're special, you're a flower. No, nigga, everybody don't need to be riding your poke stick either. Everybody does not deserve that part of you.
That's true.
So,
that's fact.
With that being said, both girls and boys, y'all make it your business to teach your babies that that's special. And everybody don't deserve that.
That's exactly right. I got to say. If you can, it's all about the judgment. It's all about the perception. We go from perception to judgment. We go through all that shit, right? But the main thing is, what do we talk about all the time, Kitty? It never fails, but we always talk about it. Self-preservation. Right?
Yeah.
Self-preservation. Well, I'm sorry, ladies, but this is where one of them things where it may fall off into a male-female's double standard thing, but I don't think it does. I'm sorry. I really don't. Your self-preservation as a female, you have like double the fucking responsibility. You have double the responsibility.
I disagree.
Here's why. The reason why you got double the responsibility for your own self-preservation is because, again, you are the life bearer.
Okay, I see where you're going with that. I'll let you have that one.
But on that same token, it is. I mean, but then we talking about male, female again too. Because if life is in the female, it is for that male to protect. right?
Mm-hmm.
It's for that male to protect, even if it what means what him losing his own life to protect it.
Right.
So
But
I mean, we talking
I
about
mean, men hold the seed too. Y'all gotta be
right,
careful who you putting your seed in.
right. We do.
I feel like me personally, I think we think like this because of how society is built. I think that we think like you're saying, the whole double standard thing. Like, I do not like that whatsoever. I hate it. I hate it because at the
Right,
end of the day, when you generalize it, it's about your sacred part, your sacred sperm, your
right.
sacred eggs.
Egg, right. Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
like, I just, that part right there, that pisses me off when we go there and you put too much, you put it all on the woman. Now I will, as a woman, I will say I'm gonna hold y'all accountable. I'm gonna hold y'all accountable, but I do not like the stigma from society. I don't like that stigma that,
Yeah.
yeah, you're a girl, you're so precious, you're a precious flower. You shouldn't be. Then when it comes to the dudes, go out there and sow your raw oats. That's my boy.
Mm-hmm. And then
That's not
it then
good.
but as soon as they go to soiling the royal oats and shit, what do we do now in society? We glorify we a girl. It used to be it's just shit.
I
God damn
know
it!
where you going with this, and I
I
just
come
can't.
from an era where it used to be taboo for a girl at 15 years old to be pregnant. It was taboo as shit.
Now you
But it's
have shows that
always
promote
been
it.
this. It has always been this. Oh, she got pregnant at 15. Oh, she's going to be a mother. And all of the butterflies and birds come to singing. But you
And
say something about that boy.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
you got her pregnant. Oh, he
right.
become the villain. He become the villain. So much
You
to the point
knucklehead nigga.
nigga don't even want to be a father. But he's the villain so much he don't want to be a father.
Mm-mm. They have to take
Shit's
responsibility for that equally, and then not just that. A majority of the time, these kids are made from households that would, again, no two parents.
yep,
And then you have
broken.
the single, and then you have the single mother pushing this narrative. Girl, you gonna be all right. I raised three of them by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you kind of, you fucked up three of them by yourself, mom.
Mm-hmm.
I
Where's
know
all
it may
three of
look
them at?
good. I know it may look good because little Johnny went to college.
Mm-hmm.
Sabrina is an RN. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I know that looks good on the outside, but the mental shit, the way your kids operate and move. She had to go and Sabrina had to go and become an RN because Sabrina brought a baby home at 16 that she got to take care of.
That's exactly right. But let's get real on this shit though. Let's get real on this shit. What the likelihood of all you out there raising these kids on your own and somehow raising productive members of society? We got statistics to prove otherwise, baby. All y'all ain't producing nurses, doctors, and lawyers. You're producing criminals. 80% of all youth in institutionalized type of thing. Well, prison.
Yeah,
80%. Guess what type of a household they come from?
single parent.
Single mother households. So y'all not producing productive members of society here.
I will
All I'm
say this:
saying is
hats off to those women that do, because
that do,
just because
but those are
statistics say
far and
one
few
thing don't
between.
mean, well, we gonna praise them far few between. God damn it, we
What
ain't
we
finna let
saying
them
is
be in the
one
shade.
out of every nine. And some of y'all done took up all nine spots on your own with nine different baby daddies. Let's get don't look at it. Look at me now.
Shout out to you, Sam Renee. She said my children are in a two-parent home. Kudos to you, mama. And
Indeed.
I know it's too late for some of us. Don't feel bad. Don't feel
Mm-mm.
bad.
No,
Just
don't feel bad.
try to make that that right. Take them over to Uncle Jody and stuff. Well, I put it like this because sometimes Jody be touching on kids and shit. But take them to Uncle JoJo. Take them to Paw Paw. Take them to some type of male. There needs to be some type of male that you can trust them.
Hang on real quick, Kitty. Hang on real quick. I don't need it to be the responsibility of the mother to take the child to some type of male all the time. There are instances. Male may be dead. They daddy may be dead. They daddy may be for real long gone, or she might just come out and tell the truth. It was just a thing, and I didn't hold him responsible. I don't know where in the world he is. Okay. Now that is your responsibility right there. But all you fucking men out there, because I've said this 1,001 times, and I'm gonna say it 1,001 times more. If your ass pumps some woman up with your seed and you didn't stay there throughout that entire pregnancy, nigga, you're one of these type of men with the quotes on it. And you done stayed there and you done pumped her up and you stayed there for every inch of that. I mean, you know the type of drama that comes with it. Right. Waking up 2 o'clock in the morning because some old crazy shit happened. You know, have to go to the doctor at the awkward ass time. You might not even have to go to the doctor. She might just wake up and tell you, I need some pickles and peanut butter. What? It's 4 o'clock in the morning. If you don't understand anything about that, then I'm not talking to you. But if you do, and you know what it's like to be around, then I'm pretty 100% positive I'm really not talking to you because you more than likely are around your child. Because we know, at least in our community, our men stay around and take care of them kids 81% of the time. Now it's always that little weird ass percentage out there. That little in that 15 to 20% range that somehow represents all of us.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way, that little 20% range where it be filled with all of the in prison dope dealing, where somehow that 20% got more kids than the other 80% do.
Mm-hmm.
Them is the ones that y'all love but won't hold responsible.
Right. Absolutely. Let's reel it in here, though. The other thing we wanted to talk about is the problem is, who's the problem? Is mama the problem? Is the son the problem? Or is the daughter the problem? In my personal opinion, the son and the mama need to, y'all need to.
It's the mama.
Son, that's not your wife. That's not your girlfriend. That's your mom.
But he's not gonna know that.
Let me finish.
Yeah,
let me finish. And mama, that's your son. You being the eldest out of this situation, you need to promote that whole situation. Your wife come before me now. You have a family. We're not talking about shacking up. We're not talking about girlfriend and boyfriend. We're talking about matrimony. It's different. It's different. So mama, take responsibility for what you got going on. And son, take responsibility and make sure that you're protecting your wife at all costs. Because I'm sure that woman chose to take your last name because she felt like she was going to be protected, provided for. Damn it. Well, what's the other one?
Yeah, it don't matter.
Provide, protect.
It's provide, protect, and possibly take 3/4 of his paycheck.
Boy, fuck you. We're not going there. We're not going there. I don't have time.
Well, I'm just playing with y'all, but she's telling the truth. Y'all know she's telling the truth. Y'all know she's right about what she's saying here. We need to have more respect, women and men. We need to have more respect amongst each other. We always bring that out. But women, and you know who you are, because you're a part of it. If you put yourself in a single mother household, you's a part of it and take the responsibility. You can't raise that boy to be your boyfriend.
That part. Come
He
on with it now.
you can't raise him to be your husband and cater to all your needs.
And that's why I strongly encourage women. I know people be like thinking like I'm encouraging women to hoe. No, I'm not encouraging nobody to hoe. To actively date doesn't mean that you actively out here actively fucking. Go on
Mm.
some dates. A lot of us, we get so drawn into my baby, my baby, my baby, my baby, especially boys. Those boy and mom situations, they
My
be,
first love.
well, my baby is my first love,
No,
but
he's not.
like,
No, he's not.
yes,
Who'd you?
yes, yes,
How'd
it
you
is.
make him? How'd you make him? Did you
Man,
tell
that
that?
man wasn't my first love. His son is.
Did you
But
tell him? Did you tell that?
all I'm saying is mom and son relationships hit differently. So we do kind of coddle them and spoil them and enable them. That's my baby. We have to
Mm-hmm.
balance that out. I'm not saying that there's absolutely nothing wrong with nurturing your son. So whenever he leaves your household, he know how to nurture and love some damn body.
Oh, but also add this in too, please,
I'm on girl.
ladies.
I'm gonna
When
call you back.
oh, see, that can't be happening. You tell you did. Whoever that was is in
That's
trouble.
my
That's a.
sister. That's my
I'm.
sister. She's somewhere by herself, and I'm the number one
She got
phone
a.
call. So you got
Well,
me fucked
she's
up.
got a demerit from 4-5. You tell her she got a demerit. Anyway, look here. You women, a lot of you women out there, she's right. You need to go out there and date and find yourself a man and all that other stuff.
So you
But
can detach yourself
hold
from
on,
your
hold on,
baby.
hold on, time out.
Go.
But you also should know the signs. You should also know the signs of the husband's son. You know exactly what I'm talking about because you raised the son husband. Because he
Mm-hmm.
don't have no other choice when he grows to be a man. He don't have no other choice but to be a husband's son. That means he's a grown man and he depending on wife titty. And a lot of y'all will attract them type of men.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that though? Why is that? Because
Because y'all
you
listen.
don't want to let go of the control of having somebody to cater to your ass like that. That's why you raised that boy that way. And then you want to go and go get with a dude who's that exact same way. And now all of a sudden you want to jump up in his face and yell at him and talk all kind of shit to him and then go tell your girlfriend he ain't no alpha. He ain't no alpha because you don't know how to act around an alpha if you try. Alpha get up on your he but Alpha is a storm down nigga. He's gonna make you straighten up your spine if you act wrong around him. You don't want that around you. You want that husband's son. You want that man that just you want to suck on your titty. That's what you want. But get real about the shit. Beware of who you call yourself falling in love with after you done had 2, 3, 4, 10 kids by other niggas. And then you want to bring some new one around in the house because the boys that you have can tell that he's a son husband who's becoming a husband son too. You know why? Because he's gonna be up in there playing the video games with them, can't hold a job, barely bringing you home money. But you know what he can do? Bet you if mama call, let mama call. And you know how you can really tell who the fuck they are? Because they can tell you everything about what mama said, my mama said, my mama said, my mama said, my mama said. And then on top of that, let them do something fucked up out in the world. Guess where you always find them at? They go kill one of y'all. Guess where you always find them at? At mama's house. Guess what happens when they get into some deep shit? When white daddies step in on their asses and put handcuffs on their ass, you know what they go to do? Hollering for mama. You know who I'm talking about.
That was the last. That's who Floyd called on before they choked him out. Mama.
And let me ask you this: if he was a man, any man on the face of this planet knows How you gonna call your mama when you drowning? What you want her to do? Drown with you, you dumb nigga? I know what type of man you is. You was raised by your mama. That's why you hollering for her.
Mm-hmm.
Cause your daddy would have taught you, nigga, you better get to stroking. Get your ass out the way. You know how I know? You know how I know?
How you know?
Cause I can tell you more about. I can tell you what both mine said, mama and daddy, but I can damn sure tell you what my daddy done taught me. And you know how else you should know? Look at my kid. Look at the women that been around me. They'll tell you all the same shit. Oh, this nigga, he don't tell you. There's only so much shit he gonna take. There ain't gonna be that shit.
So, in conclusion of this show, who comes first, 4-5? Who are you putting first?
Well, I'm putting the Lord God.
You know where I'm going. Come on.
No, I'm with you though. No, if you are married, we all know thou must cleave to thou's wife. Your
For you
mother can never
Christian
be
and
your wife.
Bible thumpers, open that Bible up. It says it up in there. When a man leave, when a man, is it when a girl or a man? Whenever you leave your parents, goddamn it, you cling to your Bible. Ain't no more mama. It's baby.
Ain't nothing mom can do for you.
Real nigga.
You gotta call on. You gotta call on Mrs. Johnson. Who's Mrs. Johnson? That's your wife, boy. Mm-hmm. Ain't your name Willie Johnson?
Right. And
your name is Willie Johnson,
you may
boy.
have your mama last name. You may have given that woman your mama's last name and not your dad.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
it's not our fault. It's not nobody's fault that when you gave your wife your mama's last name, it's not nobody's fault that when they say Mrs. Johnson, you can't figure out in your mind who the hell they
talking about. That part. Anyway, we want to thank everybody for tuning in with us. It was heavy in here today. Shout out to my viewers on Twitch. Shout out to my viewers on YouTube. Shout out to our viewers in War of the Roses. If y'all have not joined the group already, join. And y'all, please interact with us. I posted several topics up in there. I've posted questions up in there. We want to provoke your thought. We want some conversation off in there. Not just, we don't want to have to wait till every Wednesday at noon o'clock to talk to y'all. So y'all come up in War of the Roses and give us some conversation. And not just that, y'all throw out some topics y'all want us to cover. Once again, it's been lovely. We love you. Want you to love yourselves. We'll see y'all right back here next Wednesday, noon o'clock. Peace.
LL Cool J style.
This nigga, I hate him.
I give it to the niggas, but I'm gonna give it to y'all ladies too. Y'all big girls, stop paying for these niggas to fuck on you, cause y'all make it to where they think it's a thing with all of us. When they get to a big bitch like me, they be thinking that I'm finna buy they snacks and I got my hand held out cause I want some snacks.
And men should stop doing it too.
Doing what? Doing what?
Tricking.